Hi, my name is Sydney, and I feel like it's been a while since I filmed a video. I want to say like 3 weeks, because the last time I filmed a video was when I got back from the Young the Giant concert, and that was like the weekend of November 11th, and it's now a month later. Today is Thursday, December 13th. So yeah, it's been a month since I filmed a video. And part of the reason, actually the main reason for that, is because I haven't really been doing a whole lot writing related. I mentioned in the last video how I was sort of, I guess, burned out from not from writing, but like I had reached the bottom of my creative well, so to speak, so I didn't really have a whole lot of energy left to do anything creative. What I thought I needed to do at that point was to refill my creative well. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch TV, I'm gonna read books, I'm gonna watch movies, I'm gonna try to, engage in all these other creative activities, like listen and watch and engage in creative acts that other artists have done. So that's kind of what I did. I didn't go like crazy with it or anything like that. Oh, my hair is purple now, so some things have changed. Just thought I'd point that out there. But anyway, so let's see, what did I do? I read a few books. I don't remember, I didn't do any like counts or anything, like I wasn't keeping track of what I was doing, but I know that I read a few books. One book, I actually picked up Carry On by Rainbow Rowell again, which I read that book a couple years ago, but I picked it up again just randomly perusing through my shelves when I went home for Thanksgiving, where the rest of my books are. And I just picked it up and couldn't put it down for like the next 24 hours. I read the whole thing. And now I'm reading Renegade by Marissa Meyer, which is 552 pages, and I've got like 100 and so pages left. Let me tell you, that book is such a slow start. Like the first couple hundred pages, I'm like, oh my gosh, all of this could have happened in like 50 pages. Like it's such a slow start, but once you get into it, then it's like, okay. And I hope the next book will pick up a bit more quickly. But anyway, so I read some books, I watched a crap load of YouTube, and discovered like a whole bunch of new music and artists, and I started watching American Horror Story on Netflix, which like I have mixed feelings about this show, but I am definitely like I'm down for the ride now. I'm in the third season which is with the witches and the covens and stuff, so I'm like towards the end of that, and this is my least favorite season so far. But I'm gonna continue watching it. I'm gonna watch the show all the way to the end. Yeah, and let's see, what else? I don't think there's really a whole lot else to tell. So as I started, like, once I took the pressure off of myself of having to write and work on my story, I felt so free. Like I was so enjoying reading the books and watching the TV shows and everything and listening to music. Oh, and I've been listening to podcasts and stuff. I discovered this one podcast because like I had this like idea that like, okay, if there's podcasts of people just talking about stuff, why can't there be a podcast of somebody like that's basically like a play, like you're watching a play except you're listening to a play or something. And so I found a podcast that was like that, and so that's been interesting to listen to. Once I took the pressure off of myself of having to work on my story, and then I was like just knee deep and just enjoying watching TV and reading books and basically not having to really do any work, I was kind of just like input. I had all this creative juices being input into my well. So I feel like my well, like if this is my well, like this is the bottom, this is the top, I feel like we're like right here now. Like we've gone up a little bit, and I definitely want to work on my story. It's just that I'm at a point now where maybe I am ready or almost ready to work on my story. It's just a matter of like knowing what it is I'd be doing and like getting back into the habit of being productive, because I've so fallen out of that. The last time I really wrote anything was back last April when I did my Camp NaNoWriMo vlog while I was moving. I've intermittently done some writing, like when I was line editing, or before I started line editing Pitchfork. I wrote a few chapters from scratch there, and I wrote a little bit for Stormcloud Book 2 back when I was editing it, I don't know, in October or something. But I haven't really been knee deep into the writing game in a very long time, to the point where like anytime that I have, like right now I'm starting to have, like I've had ideas coming for weeks now, or for a couple weeks now, and like I've been writing them down and I've been playing with them, mainly for Pitchfork, like that's mainly what I'm focusing on. And so I've been playing with those ideas and letting them simmer, and I'm writing stuff down and trying to start fleshing them out, but I have such a short attention span for doing so. Like here and there I'll write down ideas, but I can't really get myself to sit down for like an extended period of time to work on this story unless I go to Barnes and Nobles, which I have done twice. I think I've been there, no. Yeah, I've been there like 2 or 3 times in the past couple of weeks. So that's good. That's a good sign. I'm wanting to go to Barnes & Nobles. I'm already planning to go there this weekend. So that's good. I'm there for like 2 or 3 hours. And for the most part, I'm working on my story, but not straight through. Like I got carried away with renaming one of my characters who ultimately I probably won't end up renaming. But like that took a huge chunk of my time at Barnes & Nobles, and I realized that I was just procrastinating basically. But like I just don't have enough, I don't have a long enough attention span to sit there and work on my story for that long of a period of time. So that's like a muscle that I have to re-strengthen. And that's going to be fun. I am going to visit my dad over Christmas break for a couple of weeks, and I am so excited. But I always, aside from like being able to see my family there and like hang out with them and read the sheer magnitude of my dad's like comic books and graphic novels, like he has so many. And this is not even all of them. I know he has like a bunch in storage, but he has so many. And I started reading one called Lock and Key while I was there last time, a year ago, mind you. And I only got halfway through it, and then I left. And so I've been thinking about this book all year, and I need to finish it. And there's 3 volumes that he has. And I'm just like, my plans, okay, aside from obviously seeing them and hanging out with them, my plans are just like to focus on reading as many comic books as I can while I'm there. And if I start to like feel like working on my story, like I've always been pretty productive with writing when I've been there. And so I'm hoping that I can get that back again. Yeah, so that's my plan there. And so what else can I say? Yeah, so I guess moving forward, I feel like I'm not really in the center of the frame. I guess moving forward, just still not wanting to put pressure on myself, but just like looking forward to and sort of anticipating the day when I start to feel like I know what I'm doing with this story and know what and when I built my attention span back up, I guess, you know. I still don't know when I'm going to be writing something, you know, because I feel like right now I'm in the 5th draft of Pitchfork. This is the book that I just line edited. I didn't expect that would be the last draft, but I knew that I was far enough along in this story and that this story was so much closer to being ready for submission that I was okay to line edit. And so I did, and I'm glad I did, but I honestly never want to do it again. Obviously I will have to at some point, but I've had a couple of ideas. Like I wrote down some concerns and some questions I had about this about this draft that I wrote, about the draft as it stands, and just some things that have always kind of nagged me about the story, but I never fixed these issues. So like there's like, for example, there's one plot point in particular that doesn't really come to any sort of conclusion, and so I need to fix that. And there's a couple of things that like never really made sense to me, but I didn't know how to fix them, or I kind of brushed it off saying like, it's okay. But now I'm starting to think of solutions for those problems, and so that's mainly what I'm tackling in this draft, is like kind of combing through all the story threads and tying them in as neat of a bow as I can, because this is a series, so a lot of the things will kind of continue on to the next book, but still these plot points need to reach some kind of satisfying, they need to get some sort of satisfying closure by the end of this book. So yeah, but in terms of the next time I'll write something, who the heck knows? Who the heck knows? But anyway, that's it for this video. I think I just wanted to kind of update you on where I am now, and so my creative well is filling. You know, we might be here, we might be here. I can't really tell. I just have to like sit down and figure it out. But yeah, how are your projects going? You know, are you writing? Are you editing? Are you recovering from NaNoWriMo if you participated? Are you getting ready for 85K 90, which is another writing event that I've heard of, which is basically where you try to write 85,000 words in 90 days. January, February, March. I won't be doing that this year, or next year I should say. But you know, if you are participating, good luck. Anyway, thank you guys for it's been so long. Oh my gosh, do you know I pulled out my camera today, and as I was setting it up, it actually had dust on it. Which goes to show you how long it's been. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give this video a like, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification icon so you can be notified whenever I post new videos. And I will see you next time. Toodaloo!
Time slips away and I lose another day, but I try.